Hello, and welcome to Mr. RoboMayor Gaming's channel, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And today we're gonna talk about the Zeta ability material, what it is, how to get it, and why you should focus on this as soon as possible. I wish I had done this about 2 or 3 months ago. I just overlooked this part completely, but it's very important. So, straight off, what is a Zeta material? Well, Zetas are ability materials that allow an upgrade to your character above the Omega level. So in this case, let's look at a Psi. Right now the Strike Fear, it's at 7. However, if I were to go to 8, that would be the Omega upgrade. You see how that gold thing is there? It's 5 gold Omega materials to upgrade that to the Omega level. So Omega's the top notch for all abilities, except when you have a Zeta, which would be down here, Rampage. See how it costs 20 Zetas. I'm gonna keep calling it Zeta or Zeta. I think it's I can't remember. Zeta. I looked at Google and it was like Zeta. It's not like beta. Maybe it is Zeta. Let's just call it Zeta. So it needs 20 Zetas. It needs 30 ability Mark 3 materials, these purple ones, the middle, and then it needs 13 Omegas. So, needless to say, but we're going to say it anyway, it costs a lot of time and materials to Zeta somebody's ability. I've only been able to do it one time on Yoda, which was awesome. I did his battle meditation. It's pretty cool. It helped me 3-star some of my light side battles. So how to get Zeta materials? So there's 2 ways to obtain them. One is through your ships. Ships unlock, I don't remember when, level 40, whatnot. I don't know. But anyways, you can go into the fleet store, scroll all the way down, and at the very bottom on the left is this ability material, Zeta. Did I say Zeta? Zeta. I think it's Zeta. So they're 2,000 fleet store coins for 1 Zeta. Kinda spendy. Based on my rank, I get 1,000 per day. So based on that, it would take, what, 40 days if I just spent money on Zetas, which is a way of doing it if you want, but then you forego all these other things you can get in the store. And that's not how I did it. The other way of doing it takes a little bit of time, but it's rewarding. And this is how to do it. The other way of doing it. So ship challenges come up. So the ship ability materials challenge on the far right here is the other way of getting them. On tier 3 possible rewards, you have your ability Mark 3, your Omega, and your Zeta, and then these other 3 down, gold one, the green one, and the blue one, are materials to upgrade your ships. And then this one right here is the Mark 3. That's kind of the highest level on the ship materials, I believe. What's that one? Mark 2, Mark 1. No, maybe it's this gold one. Prestige, my bad. So yeah, Prestige, that's the highest. That's like the Zeta. Maybe it's more like the Omega. It's like the Omega and or Zeta of the ship materials, because there is no Zeta in the ship materials, so it's just Omega. But it's called Prestige. So anyways, then you get your little 8,400 ship credits too. So, tier 3, you can get them. And you have to, here's how to get to tier 3. So if we back out of here, details, it says recommended level 78, blah blah blah. Here's your requirements. Ships 5-star or higher. The Executrix and 8 non-capital ships. So the Executrix is Grand Moff Tarkin's capital ship, and then you just need 8 other 5-star ships. I thought it'd be like, oh yeah, the Executrix counts as 1 ship, so I only need 7 at 5. You do need 8. However, you need then to have the Executrix at 5-star in order to do this. So, in order to do that, you have to do this Grand Moff Tarkin challenge. Enter. You have to do tier level 4 on it. Let's see. It's not going to give me much details because I already beat it. Darn it. Let me see if I can kind of... Okay, yeah. So you on the tier level 4, you need you can only use dark side ships. So keep that in mind because that's important. And they have to be 4-star or higher, and you have to have at least 5. And you have to use the Executrix. So, keeping all that in mind, you must work on obtaining 4-star dark side ships. There's not a lot to choose from. This part was boring, but totally worth it. So now that they put Vader in there, that's going to be a good one for everybody because you get Vader shards by doing achievements in the game, plus you can get Vader shards in the fleet store and in the shard store. So I'm sure a lot of people will eventually get Vader, but now his ship is available in the fleet store. So I would work on getting him, because when you do, I mean his ship, I should say. Excuse me, the advanced TIE. Because when you do, it's an automatic 4-star ship, so you're good to go. Do that. Get the TIE advanced. And then Slave 1, I think, unlocks at 3. But then it'll only take you an additional 65 to get it to 4, I believe. So that's a good one to work on. And Boba's a good one to work on. And it's kind of a crapshoot on the rest. I did it with Darth Maul's Scimitar. That unlocks at 3 stars. So I had to go up to 50 to get it to 4 stars. So that's... Actually, I didn't even do it with Vader's ship. I did it with Boba. I did it with Slave 1, Scimitar. Friggin' Imperial TIE Fighter. Which is a good one because of the TIE Fighter pilot's decent in the arena. And then I did it with First Order TIE. And finally, the Geonosian Soldier ship. Which is, I don't know, lame in my opinion. Anywho, doesn't really matter. But you only need to pass the level. See, I only got 1 star on it. If you look up here in the middle, tier 4, 1 star. Doesn't matter. All you need to do is pass that level. And then you get the Executrix Grand Moff's 5-star ship, which you can then take into the Ship Ability Material Challenge! Because you'll have ships, 5-star or higher, you see that, the Executrix, and then 8 non-capital ships. So at that point, you will have to have 5-star other ships as well. But you'll have your capital ship, which you need. The 5-star other ships can be either light or dark side ships. I think I did it with Jedi Counselor, Ahsoka Tano, it's 2, Slave 1 is 3, Biggs is 4, Wedge is 5. Did not have Rex. He was not high enough. Plo Koon was 6. Imperial TIE was 7, and then First Order was 8. However, that said, I mean that's your requirement. What you need to attempt the ship ability materials level. However, you need, in order to 3-star it, like you see here, you need to not die. You can't have any ship blow up. That's it. not too tricky. I think it took me about 4 or 5 times playing it to where I was able to 3-star it. The thing to that battle is Grand Moff has his like one of his powers that starts on cooldown. He unleashes just a horde of TIE fighters. Once that cools down enough where you can use it, go ahead and use it, because that should wipe out everybody on the playing field. It is this one right here, I believe. Imperial Assault. Deal physical damage 12 times to random enemy targets. Target locked enemies are also stunned for 1 turn. This ability starts on cooldown. So yeah, basically just a bunch of TIE fighters come down and rain havoc on everybody, and it just annihilates everybody. It executrixes everybody. So that is how I was finally able to 3-star the ship ability materials. And then every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, you can go in here and do your sim and see what you get. Yay, I got 2. Some of the dreadnoughts aren't so lucky. One in our guild said he or she tried, I think, 5 times. He only got 7 materials. I've gotten skunked 2 times where I've gotten 0 Zetas. Usually get 1s. So that's how you do it. It took me 3 weeks to get 20 materials so that I could get Yoda. Or, like I said, you can buy Zetas in the fleet store. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. But they are spendy. My advice would be to be able to get the challenge done and then keep about 2,000 on hand when you're getting close, when you get into the like 18 or 19 Zetas, and then so you have enough to just buy the last one or last 2 that you may need, because the computer will try to skunk you, I'm pretty sure. So I just Googled Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Zeta, and it brings you right to this page where it shows everybody's Zeta ability and whatnot. Not everybody has Zetas, so keep that in mind. But I'd check out this page if you're thinking about, trying to build up to your Zeta, your 20 Zeta materials. So you kind of get a gist of who you want to spend it on, whatnot have you. So I'll briefly go through and just describe a little of each one if I can. Otherwise, I'll just skip them over. So Asai's got 2. She's got a leader and a unique ability. I don't use her much as a leader, so I can't really say anything about that. The Rampage, I like. That's like when somebody on the team, or whenever any unit is defeated, she gets like offense up and something else. I don't know if I'd spend... I don't know if I would Zeta this power, because it only gives it a buff duration of 1 more round, and I don't know, it's not that good. I wouldn't do it. Barriss. So whenever an ally is critically hit, they recover 20% of their max health. That's pretty huge. I've encountered people with Barriss as Zeta, and they're kind of tough, especially if they got a taunter that is on their team, like the Royal Guard and whatnot. So that one's worth having, I think. Boba's is Bounty Hunter's Resolve. He recovers 100% protection on a finishing blow. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. Yeah. Bodhi, double duty. I don't use Bodhi, so can't, but he's got one. Captain Phasma's got her leader ability. You can Zeta that. It's pretty good if you have a First Order team. Cassian Andor has his unique ability. Yeah, you can Zeta. I know I'm going to say it different ways, but whatever. Sorry. So sounds okay. All rebels get protection up 20% for 3 turns at the start of each encounter. That's okay, yeah. Commander Cody's got one. His leader is pretty good. Chewbacca's Defiant Roar. It's decent, I guess. Dispels all debuffs. Gets 20% turn meter gain and an extra 10% heal on top of what's already Omega there. Dooku's counter unique ability. That's a pretty good one to Zeta. I'd probably Zeta that one soon. Fives has got one that definitely benefits clones, but also other people. Darth Maul's Sith Zeta is pretty BA, but I don't know if I would spend money. Dude, Darth Nihilus, like as if he wasn't already dominant. They gave him 2 Zetas. They gave his leader, and then his unique wound in the Force. I don't use him much. It's kind of weird now, but those sound like they would be worth Zeta-in. Darth Sidious, Sadistic Glee is unique. I don't even have him unlocked yet. Vader's got a decent leader ability, and then this adds a lot more to it. So if you like Vader, although so it's like, you know, when he does the Force like disruption or whatever, when everybody gets a damage over time. So even if you like heal that, you know, like use Akbars or Chirrits, take negative status effects and turn them positive, you'll still get those damage over time effects. Will just come right back. So I mean that's kind of decent. I don't know. Krennic Guard, Death Trooper. That's a decent one. Krennic Empire allies recover 10% protection when they score critical. That sounds pretty good. Finn, I don't use him much. First Order Stormtrooper, I don't use him much, but they both have a Zeta. And if my little phone here, oh, that's me. Ooh, who the heck is that? First Order TIE Fighter has one. So this guy, Gar Saxon, he's got a Zeta leader. Whenever an Empire ally uses a basic attack, they recover 5% health. That sounds pretty good. Aggressive Technician, this is General Veers. Recover 10% protection whenever an enemy is defeated. That's plus 20% offense up chest, 20% or 60% turn meter gain. That sounds pretty good too. So Yoda's got 2. His Battle Meditation, which I liked. I did that one. And then this Grandmaster Guidance is kind of cool too, but it's only for Jedis. It only will affect your Jedi characters, so keep that in mind. Jin's got 2. Into the Fray. Rebel allies recover 5% protection whenever they gain a buff. What? That sounds like it would be good. But then our other one is she's immune to stun. I don't know if I would spend 20 Zeta materials just to get that right away at least. K2SO has one. He gains 1% max protection whenever he takes damage. Kylo Ren, Outrage, plus 15% damage to his Outrage attacks, and he recovers protection equal to the damage dealt. That is definitely worth having. If you have a Kylo Ren that's up there, dude, you have to get that. Hey, that's a good one. Well, I shouldn't say whatever you have to do, but that's a good Zeta. Luminara has one too. Elegant Steps, plus 2% heal. And whenever an ally gains a buff they don't have, they gain a heal over time effect for 2 turns. So that could be pretty darn good too if you use her. Look into that. Freaking Pow, like whatever. Okay. Qui-Gon Jinn, his is really good. It's a leader ability, but and it's only for Jedi as well, but it's pretty good. So if you have this guy as your like on your Jedi squad or whatnot, and have him as your leader, you get plus 5 speed, and you get Jedi allies gain offense up to gain offense equal to 3 times their speed, and gain foresight for 2 turns at the start of each encounter and whenever an enemy unit is defeated. So that's one of the better ones, I think. R2-D2's got 2. This number crunch looks pretty powerful. At the start of a battle, and when R2-D2 is revived, other droid, Galactic Republic, Rebel, and Resistance allies gain 10% of R2-D2's max protection, offense, max health, and potency. So that's pretty decent. Focus strikes, if you like Ray and you got Ray, it's not even that great. Whenever Ray uses a special ability, if she has no debuffs, which she usually does, well, no, she has buffs, I'm sorry. She inflicts daze, which can't be resisted. Whatever. Brute. This is Savage's Oppress. Gain heal over time whenever damaged, and a buff duration of +1, which is your offense up and defense up. Plus 50% turn meter gain chance, and dispel all debuffs from Savage whenever he's critically hit. That is pretty dope. I think it's there. Maybe go over. You see the Brute that I'm highlighting there. You just click on that. So it says here, whenever Savage takes damage, he gains offense up, defense up, and heal over time for 2 turns, and gains 30% turn meter. At the end of his turns, Savage dispels all debuffs on a random other Sith ally and gains those debuffs for 1 turn. Dispel all debuffs from Savage whenever he is critically hit. So it's pretty good. So I guess we're gonna look into doing him next, I think, because I use Savage a lot, and I don't know, it's a pretty good Zeta. And then Stormtroopers, they gain 50% offense for each defeated Empire ally. So that is your comprehensive list of Zetas. I didn't talk about every one of them, but you can and you should go on this website and check them out if you're in. So in summary, you can click on a person and then click on the ability, and it'll tell you if it'll have the level 8 right there on the left, and then it'll have these insane requirements to get it, and that's how you know it's a Zeta. Plus that it uses Zeta materials. So there you have it. That's your rundown on Zeta. Zeta. So bottom line, we're working on getting 4-star dark side ships, and then I'd work on Moff Tarkin. I suppose I kind of left that part out. I was always working on Moff. He's my man from the beginning. So he was. I mean, he's a little bit more powerful now than he was when I had to get his execution trucks ship. So you're gonna want him kind of buffed up because he's, you know, the commander of the ship or whatnot. So gotta have him, I guess. I left that part out. Obviously, I think you get him when you get the ships anyway. So I don't know. I already had him at that point, but so there you go. If you have any more questions, leave a comment. Thanks.